Alright, good to see that you all made it. I do believe it is time to finally put an end to this series. Today's video is all about the game modes and the playstyles. Before I jump in, I do want to say thank you all for joining me on this series, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the videos on my channel. Well, throughout the series we have covered a whole lot of content. In part 1 we covered all of the playable characters, 30 of them to be exact. In part 2 we talked about the playable boards and their end of stage bosses. There are 14 total boards, hence 14 bosses. In part 3 we talked about all the spaces that you could land on, the items that you could use, along with the dice blocks that each character could use. In part 4 and 5 we had to talk about all the minigames that you could play after each turn. And today we are talking about even more minigames along with the rest of the game modes. For me to introduce these game modes, I whipped up a quick mock menu in Photoshop. It looks kind of similar to Mario Party 9's, but it's not exactly Mario Party 9's. Why don't I just go ahead and show you what I mean. Well, here it is, my mock main menu. I'm going to talk about each mode one at a time. Starting off is Story Mode. Honestly, I would think this one can explain itself, but just for the heck of it, this is the single player mode that tells out the game's storyline. I did make a script myself, and I will reveal that at the end of the video. To its right, you will find Shy Guy, Daisy, Luigi, and Magic Koopa. These four signify Party Mode. As is usual in Mario Party games, Party Mode allows you to play a longer game of Mario Party on any of the boards you've unlocked so far. There are three kinds of parties: Battle Royale, Partner Bash, and Duel. Party Mode also lets you pick between the two playstyles, being Classic and Free Roam. Oh, speaking of which, Story Mode would also allow you to pick between Classic and Free Roam. However, whichever one you pick, you have to use it throughout the entire Story Mode. Well, this might be a good time for me to say that this game would have a host. In fact, actually, it would have 5 hosts. The Toad Brigade. Captain Toad would be the main host of the game, filling a role similar to that of Yellow Toad from Mario Party 9, Ballyhoo and Big Top from Mario Party 8, and the Sun and Moon from Mario Party 6, just to name a few examples. Hint Toad would be your Toad for advice on how to navigate the boards and would also host the minigames. Sound familiar? A Blue Toad also hosts the minigames in Mario Party 9. You'll find Bank Toad hopping from shop to shop to sell you items to use in your game. And he'll also help you spend your party points to unlock new features, like boards, characters, minigames, and staff records. Male Toad is all about notifications, so he will notify you when there are 5 turns left and also host the Final 5 event. Yellow Toad is usually the laziest one in the bunch. However, this time he's wide awake and offering you a star for 20 coins. You have to remember, the stars are more important than the coins when it comes to winning the game. Now we get back to the modes. Our next subject is the museum. This is where you go to unlock new stuff to play with, like the Common Observatory, other minigames, staff records, boss rush, and so on and so forth. Alright, and now we are getting into the beefy stuff. These next 2 modes are going to take a little while to cover. So, let's start it all off with minigames. Now, of course, in this mode you can play whatever minigames you want simply by selecting Free Play. However, at the same time, there are some other minigame modes that make playing minigames a little bit more fun. In this case, I brought back 6 minigame modes from Mario Parties gone by. Allow me to introduce you to them right now. From Mario Party 6, it's Treetop Bingo. Everybody is given a bingo card to start the game, with a goal of getting a certain number of bingos first. Every round, a minigame will be played, and the winner of that minigame can pick any number on their card to mark off. That number will also be marked off on everybody's card, assuming they have it. The ultimate champion is the one who gets the bingo goal first. In this case, the goal was 5. Oh yeah, Test for the Best from Mario Party 8. This is a single-player challenge in which you play 10 minigames and go for as high of a score as possible. After each minigame you will get a ranking, either S, A, B, C, D, or the dreaded F. In addition, you will also get some points which will send your hot air balloon flying into the sky. So strive for the S rank, because that'll get you 1,000 points every time. And here are the minigames you get to play in Test for the Best, in no particular order. From Mario Party 8, Snipe for the Picking. From Mario Party 6, Snow World. From Mario Party 2, Slot Car Derby. From Mario Party 4, Trace Race. From Mario Party 5, Leaf Leap. From Mario Party 9, Peak Precision. From Mario Party Island Tour, No Traction Action. From Mario Party Star Rush, Rolling Rumble. From Mario Party DS, Raft Riot. And from Mario Party 10, Balance Ball Brawl. Next up is Choice Challenge from Mario Party 9. In Choice Challenge, you are shown 5 random minigames, one of them being a chance minigame, which will net you extra points if you win. Everybody gets to pick 3 minigames to play. After that, they all head into their pipes and get ready to battle it out. Everyone's choices determines the order in which these minigames are played. It always starts off with the least amount of players and ends with the most. After all the minigames are played, the points are tallied up and whoever has the most gets to emerge from the golden pipe, because they are the winner. Coming from Mario Party 10, we have the Minigame Tournament. In this tournament, participants are divided up into groups of 4 to compete in a minigame. The top 2 finishers from each group will move on to the next round. Mario Party 10 only allowed for 8 participants per tourney, but with Legends I decided to add on an extra option to make the tournament even longer. That's right, 16 players per tournament. It's a pretty simple bracket when you think about it. Please feel free to use my demonstration bracket to follow along. As you can see, there are 4 groups of 4 competitors. In Group A, we have Boo, Luma, Hammerbro, and Diddy Kong. In Group B, we have Rosalina, Blooper, Koopa, and Luigi. Group C has Wario, Goomba, Toad, and Peach. And Group D has Yoshi, Waluigi, Daisy, and Mario. Now let me remind you, this is just a demonstration bracket. Anyways, from Group A, the winners were Boo and Hammerbro. Luigi and Rosalina were the winners from Group B, Toad and Goomba from Group C, and Daisy and Mario from Group D. For the semifinals, the top 2 winners from Group 1 were Luigi and Hammerbro, and Goomba and Mario from Group 2. And now we have the finals. The top 2 finishers from the semifinals were Luigi and Goomba. They must now face off against each other in a one-on-one duel. And assuming I'm playing this tournament, the winner is none other than Luigi, of course, because he always wins by doing absolutely nothing. But in all seriousness, I always play as Luigi, no matter what. Alright, well, 4 down, 2 to go. Let's move on. Well, here comes another 10 minigame challenge mode. Score Scuffle from Mario Party DS. Test for the Best and Score Scuffle are pretty much the same thing, but there are a few key differences to set the two apart. Bullet point number 1. Minigames. I did choose 10 completely different minigames from Test for the Best. I'll introduce those in just a few minutes. Bullet point number 2. The minigames in Test for the Best appear at a random order. However, in Score Scuffle, they appear in the same exact order. Every single time. And bullet point number 3. Test for the Best can only be played with 1 person. However, Score Scuffle can be played with up to 4 players. Alright, that's enough blabbering. Let me introduce the Score Scuffle minigames, and I will take them in the order that they would be played. From Mario Party DS, Domino Effect. From Mario Party 4, Paths of Peril. From Mario Party 1, Crazy Cutter. From Mario Party Star Rush, Jump to Conclusion. From Super Mario Party, Sphere Mongers. From Mario Party 8, Mosh Pit Playroom. From Mario Party 9, Player Conveyor. From Mario Party 3, Treadmill Grill. From Mario Party 7, Pokey Pummel. And from Mario Party 5, Later Skater. And just like that, we have one more minigame mode to talk about. Oh, wait, actually there's two more. But more on that later. Our Mario Party 5 rep is the minigame circuit. The ultimate goal is the same for everyone, to complete one lap around the track first. Since the track is split up into a multitude of spaces, the only way to move forward is to play a minigame. If you are the winner of that minigame, you get to roll a dice block and move forward. Now there are a few spaces that are different from the others. For instance, the duel space. If you land on it, you get to pick one player to do a one-on-one face-off with. If you win, that player will have to roll a dice block and move backwards. However, beware, there are Bowser spaces on this track. If you land on one of them, Bowser will show up and activate one of his minigames. And if you are the loser, well, you're moving backwards. However, the number of spaces you move back is determined by Bowser, because he gets to roll the dice block. Oh, and I forgot, everybody would get 2 dash mushrooms and a golden dash mushroom to start the game. You can use them at any time, but you have to win the minigame to be able to use them. At any rate, like I said earlier, the one who crosses the goal line first is the winner. Alright, so, you may recall that up front I did mention that I brought back 6 past minigame modes from days gone by. Well, we just talked about those 6 modes, but I also decided to include a 7th mode, a brand new mode. Oh, actually wait, can you really call it brand new? I mean, it reuses rules from other modes. Let me explain. In Mario Party Island Tour, it was called Hot Air Hijinks. In Mario Party DS and 9, Step It Up. Crown Showdown in Mario Party 8. Volcano Peril in Mario Party 7, and so on and so forth. With all of these modes, there is one thing they all share in common. The rules. You see, the rules say that you have to obtain a certain number of minigame victories first, either 3, 5, or 7. And that rule set has pretty much been used throughout the entire Mario Party series, starting with Mario Party 4 and on. So hell, I decided to bring it back from Mario Party Legends and retheme it to a brand new mode. I'd call it Torch Run. I guess you could say that the Olympic Torch Run had a little influence on the name and the mode as a whole, because all 4 players have a torch in their hand and they need to run to each of their 7, 5, or 3 cauldrons and light them up. The first player to do that is the winner. Naturally, that is easier said than done, because first everybody has to participate in a minigame, and the winner of that said minigame will then be able to light up one of their cauldrons. And of course, whoever is first to win the set number of minigames is the winner. Alright, and now that we've covered all the minigame modes, let's move on to the 5th and final mode that you can find on the main menu. In other games, it is the Extras mode. Here, I like to call it the Captain's Quarters. Now, like I just mentioned, the Captain's Quarters is indeed the Extras mode of Mario Party Legends. In the Captain's Quarters, you will find 10 special minigames that you will not find in Solo, Party, or even the regular Minigames mode. Allow me to introduce you to those minigames right now. The original Mario Party is represented by Bumper Ball Maze. This single-player minigame has you rolling down the track as you make your way to the goal. This track, though, is very, very narrow, so making it to the goal is not all that easy. Next, we have Driver's Ed from Mario Party 2. To win, you just have to collect each balloon in order, but make sure you drive through the cones in the direction that the arrow on the ground is pointing. If you fail to do that, the game is over and it's a miss. And to really test your skills, there are 3 different courses in all. Give them all a try and go for a record. This one comes from both Mario Party 4 and Mario Party 5, and it had a much easier name to say in Mario Party 5, so that's the name I'm going with. Beach Volleyball. I mean, what much more could be said about this? It's volleyball on the beach. And it uses real-life volleyball rules. The first team to get 15 points and have a 2-point lead is the winner. Straight out of Mario Party 5, we have ice hockey. And this is another minigame that doesn't really need much of an explanation, other than the fact that you can adjust the clock to have as much time as you want on it. Basically, the clock could be just 1 minute or it could be up to 3 minutes. At any rate, when the clock reaches 0, whoever has the most points is the winner. And now for a puzzle minigame, Block Star from Mario Party 6. The objective here is to clear out the colored blocks by matching at least 5 of any particular color with each other. You should make it your objective to clear out the blocks that have a star on them. Once you've cleared them all out, you beat the level and you move on to the next one. Keep in mind though that the blocks are always stacking up from the bottom. The further you get into the game, the faster they will stack up. If the blocks stack up too high, your game is over as the structure collapses. And your score is, well, your score. This is a really good one. Trial by Tile from Mario Party 8. The screen on the right side has a completely random grid of some of the game's playable characters. The screen on the left side will give you a pattern from that grid to find. There are 5 patterns to find in each level. As you level up, more characters will be added to the grid on the right. After level 3, the grid won't be getting any bigger, but it will keep changing patterns for every 5 successful finds. Stay on your toes and don't let the timer run out on you as you go for a new record. And now we have Mario Party 9's extended version of Goomba Bowling. The extended version plays just like the regular version, but there are some key differences to set the two apart. For instance, the regular version sees everybody taking just 1 shot each. However, in the extended version, you're playing a full 5 frames of bowling. The best part is, if you get a strike, you get an extra 20 points added to your score, and an extra 10 points for every spare. Don't get too used to the Goombas formation, because every frame it'll change. It could very well be very different the next time you take a shot. After 5 frames have been bowled, whoever has the most points reigns supreme. And here's another sports minigame, Badminton Batch from Mario Party 10. Simply put, it's badminton. The first team to score 21 points is the winner. This one is my personal favorite, Challenge Tower from Mario Party Star Rush. This tower is infested with amps that are hidden away. You don't know where they are, but the LED panels will light up one of 4 colors to give you a little hint. The blue panels signify that no matter what direction you go, you have no chance of running into an amp. A yellow panel tells you that one of the adjacent spaces has an amp hiding on it. The red panels should not be taken lightly. 2 of the adjacent spaces to it have an amp. And finally, the purple panels are the most helpful of all, because all 3 adjacent spaces to it have an amp on them. Oh, and keep this in mind, no 2 amps will ever border each other. There are 4 towers to play around with. The beginner tower, which only has 30 floors, the intermediate tower, which has 50 floors, the expert tower, which has 70 floors, and the master tower, which has a whopping 500 floors. So the only real question left is, how high can you go? And to finish it all off, we have Mini League Baseball from Super Mario Party. If one knows me well enough, one should know that baseball is my favorite sport ever. So it was a no-brainer that I had to include a baseball minigame somewhere in Legends. When your team is up to bat, you and your teammate will take turns swinging the lumber. However, when you are in the field, you will only change positions once every inning. The game gives you the option to play just 3 innings of baseball or a full 9. It's not over till it's over. Keep fighting through the last pitch of the game. Oh my god, look at this. Well, folks, it looks like I'm not going to be able to talk about the story mode script in this video because I'm just about out of time. So, here's what I'm going to do. You can find the script in the description down below. Please, feel free to take a look. And well, that is going to do it for the entire series. If you like this series, please leave a subscription, and you can find more predictions and ideas videos on my channel. And with that, thank you for watching. I shall see you in the next video. Whatever it might be. Bye-o.